I'm Clayton Burch, State Superintendent of Schools. In this week's Keeping Connected, we want to spotlight another superintendent, one of our great leaders in the state leading Taylor County Schools. I want to welcome this week Ms. Christy Miller.
Thank you.
Christy, we've been talking throughout the last several months. Each and every month we pick a superintendent, and we've tackled issues from the pandemic last year. We've tackled issues into really the summer and what we're able to do. But this is September. We're back in school, doing everything we can to try to get consistency for our children. Taylor County, tell us a little bit and give the audience a little bit of views on how's the start of school gone for Taylor County.
So far, we've had a great start. Our families have been very supportive of the fact that we're leaving a lot of choices up to them. They are the ones who know their students the best, their children the best. And they are sending their best to us every day. And it's our job to take them down this journey to excellence every day. And so that's what we've been working on. We've been working with our staff on how to support them and the needs, because they're bringing various needs back to us, both through social emotional learning and those academic gaps that we know exist. So that's what we're working really hard on.
So, Christy, let's break that statement down just a little bit, because you've talked about a lot. You've talked about the academics, you've talked about family choice, you've talked about the social emotional needs. So let's go back and start and tell us a little bit about, Taylor County is like every other county. You've got really unique communities. Can you give us a little idea of what it's like in Taylor County, the number of schools and areas?
Sure. So we have 5 schools. We have 3 elementary schools at our PK to 4. Then we have our middle school that is grades 5 through 8. And then we have Grafton High School, home of the Bearcats, grades 9 to 12. But it also has some of our CTE offerings as well.
Okay, so in Taylor County, first and foremost, you had a wonderful summer program. You brought the children back, you integrated right back into school. You seem to have a pretty strong plan coming back into school. How's it gone? How's the start of school going?
So far, we're doing great. We have all of our kids excited. Our open houses were just fabulous. The participation, you can tell the kids want to be together. And we're going to continue to try to do everything we can to keep them together.
So last month at the state board meeting, we released the state assessment results. And I'm not very shy about what I've said about them. It wasn't a shock. We all kind of knew that we're going to have a gap. The pandemic did hit us. Mm-hmm. But how do you balance that with another statement you made, which is you have children coming back that really have these social, emotional, and mental health needs?
I think the most important thing to remember is relationships. So we have to really work on building those relationships, because that's the foundation to helping us close those achievement gaps. When we talk about achievement gaps, we have to remember the GSA was given last spring. We cannot continue to perform an autopsy on those results. We have to use things that are in our toolkits within our counties and get some real live data about where our students are. And then we have to come together and we have to make plans on how we're going to accelerate the learning, at the same time closing those gaps.
It's an interesting word that you can't continue to use the GSA and do an autopsy on it. And I think some folks spend too much time looking at a very single snapshot. So in Taylor County, tell us a little bit about what you look at as you look at the whole child.
So when we're looking at the whole child, the first thing we have to do is we have to look at where are they coming from? What's that home life like? What are the things that we can do outside of our control when we have them in school that can support a healthy child coming to school every day? If we notice attendance is starting to wane, we need to figure out why. We're lucky in Taylor County because we are going to be a county-wide community in schools county. Our coordinators will have the ability to work directly with families, social service agencies, really provide wraparound services to our kids. But in addition to that, we have a family facilitator. That family facilitator can also do some of the work in conjunction with our community and schools coordinator, just making sure that we're not losing anything that we can do to support the child, but the family as well.
Another topic that we know you've talked about. I know that you talk about the whole child. I know that you talk about family and community engagement. Let's talk about teachers. So, last year we've used terms such as above and beyond, the ability for them to pivot. I think a couple times I've done speeches where, they are absolutely, in many cases, most cases, heroic, what we ask them to do. So coming back to this school year, tell us a little bit about the teachers in Taylor County. How's been their response coming back to school and getting into this year?
So we were fortunate because we actually went to Nashville and attended the Model Schools Conference. First face-to-face conference, and I thought it was important for us to go face-to-face instead of doing it virtually. The reason being is you have to honor that hard work, the pivoting that we ask them to do. And by allowing them to attend a conference face-to-face, to be with colleagues from all over the country and learn alongside them, what a wonderful gift to be able to give to them. So I went along with them, and that's where we really decided that not only do we have to take care of our students' needs, but we have to take care of each other's needs. And what I see in Taylor County starting out is a contagious enthusiasm for each other and making sure that we're supporting each other so that we have the energy, enthusiasm, and ability to support our students every day.
You're so positive, and it is contagious, and I'm sure it's contagious in the county. But if you look forward to the 21-22 school year, what are the biggest challenges you see as a county superintendent you're going to face this year?
Well, I think first and foremost is health. We're educators. We are not trained health professionals. But if we work alongside our health departments and those that can support us, I think that'll take care of itself. Educationally, I think first and foremost we have to remember a first grader is not going to look like a first grader in the past. And if we can continue to remind ourselves, we're in this together, we all have a hill to climb, but together we can get there, we're going to be okay.
So the challenges are going to be there. What are you most optimistic about for this year?
I'm probably most optimistic about the community itself. Taylor County is so fortunate because everything we've been through, it has been a community response. And the community is coming out in large numbers to support our kids and our system as a whole. And that is what I'm looking forward to, is being able to be out with them, say thank you, what can we do to support you, what can you offer to us? Because we're open to those who are in the community that can also support the other things that we would like to do for our kids.
Well, Chrissy, on behalf of the West Virginia Board of Education, the Department of Education, what you do is amazing. And knowing that we have leaders like you out there working hand in hand with the board and with the Department of Education, it makes us also very optimistic about the future of education in West Virginia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.